Alright, let's go to the second one, MCP. And this is kind of interesting. There's a few things to talk about here. Here's the weekly chart on it. This is the rare earth stock that made that huge run back in early 2011 up to the mid-70s. Most of the money since that point has been on the short side. We had this one day where, even though we're looking at the weekly, most of this was done on a day here from about 50 down to the low 40s. Then there was some follow-through all the way to $30 a share. And then the next big down move happened from here to 40 to 26. And you can see it continues on the weekly to make a series of lower lows and pushing down against this 25 support area. The question is this catalyst today? They bought another company, should help them with vertical integration in their sector, initial positive reaction, and the question is this going to be the catalyst that kind of helps it break out of this longer term downtrend? Right now we zoom in on it. Here's the daily. You can see it recently tried to make a move up to 30, which had been a longer term resistance area. Basically spent the last week or so supporting in this 25 to 24 area. This news is a catalyst for it to pop out of this most recent little downtrend. What it does today is going to inform us whether or not there's going to be more money on the long side over the next couple of weeks, or whether or not it's just going to drift right back down to $25 a share. Zooming in on the action for today, what we can see is yesterday's action closed around 26, takeover announced, initial gap up, and the second wave of buying from 27 took it all the way up to about $28 a share. Not a huge longer term level, but just a natural place where I think people looked at the chart and said, hey, 28 is an area maybe we should lighten up and do some selling. The way we're going to be able to tell how big of an impact, longer term impact this is going to have is really just the price action from this 27.5, let's say. You can see in the pre-market already it dropped out there, but notice it very quickly got back above to $28 a share. If it spends a good deal of time on the open consolidating in this area right here that I've highlighted, it's most likely going to break to the upside above 28 and maybe 29, 29.5 for today. And that bodes well for us from a longer term perspective for it to maybe trade back up into the mid-30s. Up to this area right here around $33 a share where it peaked out. We're back here at 35 where it peaked out in November of 2011. So again, from our perspective, we don't really care which way this eventually breaks. We just want to be mindful that this is a nice gap up, and if it's holding above 27.50, more likely to break to the upside. If it fails there, comes down very hard to 27 and can't get back above 27.50, then look to trade it on the short side, probably down to about 26.40 or so. Here's kind of the longer term. Let me show you the 10-day. So here's the 10-day, and so if it's up, then we're above 28 right now. So right now it's looking a little bit better for the move up to 29, 29.5. Certainly there's decent volume on this. The volume right now is over 300,000, 8% of its average daily, and let's just be a little bit patient on this, and if it holds up here, look for the move up to 29.5.